I usually don't do response videos, but I think this time it's appropriate that I do one regarding Saiyan Scholar's video about Goku being ruined. And he's obviously referring to what happens in. Okay, I try to say the title correctly. Dragon Ball Super Superheroes. Okay, that's done. So, what exactly happened, I'm not going into because I don't really want to spoil the movie for everyone. And honestly, it's nothing new what happened to Goku. I think his character is completely flanderized by Dragon Ball Super already. It happened since Battle of Gods, to be honest, and I already talked about that in my Dragon Ball uh, Battle of Gods review. But that's a review, so I didn't get too much into detail because that's supposed to be spoiler free. As spoiler free as a review can get, that is. And I already mentioned that in my how Dragon Ball Super's version of Battle of Gods is better than the movie version. So instead, I'm going to talk about how Super. Re- well, I will go to detail in this video, honestly, about how what Goku was initially, his character up to this point, and yeah, that's a good start. Let's look. I had written a few things in a DeviantArt post, so I will try to read it out. But since I'm not good in English, so it may be sound a bit stuttering. So what have I written? Goku used to be one of my favorite characters, which is correct. I recall him being on the top at one point. I have been following his adventures since original Dragon Ball, when he went alongside Bulma, Oolong, Yamcha, and Pua. And his lack of knowledge outside of the forest and him being an overpowered kid made it fun seeing him in various situations and to his relationship with money. It's kind of weird that I wrote that, but what I tried to say is Goku honestly isn't used to live in the outside world. He has his own bubble, living under his own rock, and now he's in this vast world, learning new things, reacting to women and such. And it worked. It made sense. Over the course of the series, we would see Goku integrate decently to his environment and expand his martial arts knowledge by being trained by Roshi, by God of Martial Arts Korin, and God of Earth, which we call Kami in the American version. In the community, it is usually known that Goku is a goofy character, but in battle he is a genius, especially after he grew up and married Chi-Chi because of his promise. Goofiness can be used when Goku tried to imitate can be seen when he tried to imitate Ginyu because he wants to understand what the purpose of the poses are they are using and not to judge. And we have seen Goku not judging his opponents by appearing several times because he learned that doing so would end up punishing him. Compared it to normal people, if you can call Vegeta a normal person, it would feel humiliating to try these clone poses. In the meantime, Goku trained under the likes of Mr. Popo that did weird shit to counter his attacks. It's the same reason why. So, how should I put it? Goku was trained by a freaking cat, God of Martial Arts Korin. So when he saw Bubbles on King Kai's planet, while he struggled to move, it made sense that Goku would think that Bubbles, that weird monkey, is King Kai, which he wasn't obviously. An example from battles And one of my favorite, obviously, is Goku versus Frieza. Frieza wasn't able to sense ki, but he was, yeah, even when he wasn't serious, he was strong as a Frieza. But Goku quickly noticed that Frieza uses his eyes and took advantage of that by using underwater Kamehameha to lure his attention away from him, and then finish him off with a finish his attack with a drop kick. Frieza didn't die from that attack, obviously. Other amazing tricks he can use is backwards Kamehameha, bending Kamehameha, Kamehameha with his feet, using as a transmission Kamehameha. Goku did a great job using one technique in various ways to his advantage. That shows a lot. Imagine if he tried stuff like that with other techniques he had. Now, how did Super fail to deliver on something as simple as that? Goku has been living with Chi-Chi, who herself doesn't know much about mundane things, and for most of his adulthood, so yet he still doesn't understand the importance of money. The writers don't seem to understand how to write Goku or incorporate him in jokes. One of everyone's despite scenes is obviously the future Trunks kisses Mai to let her consume the sense of being easier. It's supposed to be a serious moment where she might have died. Then we have Goku admitting that he never kissed Chi-Chi on the lips. While many hate that scene because of them not kissing, I found it out of place, honestly. It isn't funny, it's pathetic, and the tone shift is way too drastic. Goku is also shown disregarding his responsibilities just to train, which is weird because when he trained on the Masaroshi, mundane work was considered morning exercise and as important as training itself. From what we have seen in Better Dragon Ball, Goku focused on training only when there is a threat about to appear, and then always talks to Chi-Chi about it. Not just train or run away from his daily responsibilities without Chi-Chi's permission. But what about in battle? Goku supposed to be a martial artist, a veteran fighter who fought King Piccolo, Vegeta, Frieza, Cell, Majin Buu, and trained on the three gods. They can't fuck that up, can they? They can, and they did. In Battle of Gods movie, Goku underestimated Bills, the god of destruction, which he wouldn't do in older Better Dragon Ball. He gets caught off guard all the time, even in his transformed states, like the laser from the Frieza's officer or any further character in Dragon Ball Super and Kefla, obviously. Goku would never underestimate his opponents, nor be caught off guard by nobodies, even if he powered down. In Dragon Ball Super, Goku is obsessed to fight strong opponents. That he even goes against the warning of the likes of Bills, and meets Zeno to get that sweet universal tournament. Normally when Goku does stupid decisions, which usually excused, like him giving Cell a senso beam because he wants to flex his son, he gets punished for it and learns from his mistakes, which Team 4 Stars watchers don't seem to understand. DBS Goku doesn't reflect on his mistakes because they happened not to matter, as it was confirmed that Goku gave the universes a chance to fight back, which honestly is a lie because Xeno wanted all the universes to survive. So what does Goku do in the tournament, he knows that if they lose, his friends and family would disappear forever. He he goes to face Jiren and lets his guard down like all the time, like some kind of noob. Rarely goes to save his teammates with instant transmission, trains the female self-insert Saiyans so he can have a good fight despite Jiren being on the stage. Not to mention circling around his forms against Jiren, who he knows about that he's stronger than Top, who needed against who he needed Super Saiyan Blue to fight against. It's clear Goku doesn't take the tournament seriously, and he forgot Yamcha of all people, but recruited Roshi above him. Dragon Ball Super flanderized Goku. He was never oblivious or disoblivious or this stupid. He was never that disrespectful. He criticizes Vegeta for staying for the birth of his daughter, ignores Bill's warning for himself is a dangerous being. He still needed to be trained by somebody despite establishing himself being a veteran capable to teach others. So now you can't apply that anymore. How are we going to believe that this Goku can teach Oob to harvest his power? He is a grown ass man who still doesn't know how to greet people properly, which he is capable of when he was a child, but and stuff like that was when he was a child that was excused. People criticize GT for turning Goku into a kid, which is a fair criticism, but GT Goku was the most mature Goku, ironically. Meanwhile, DBS Goku acts less mature than Goku was a child. It feels like Dragon Ball Super is not a continuation of Dragon Ball Z, nor the manga, nor Kai, but a continuation of Team 4 Star's Dragon Ball Z Abridged.